Right, guys, the Open's over. What are we going to do now? What are we going to agonise about? So 24.3 is a wrap. Scores have been submitted. Everything's in. How did it go for you, Nick? I know you've been had a bit of a sore shoulder, so I think you did well to manage it.
Yeah, it was actually, I was really happy with the Open, how everything went. I think going into it, I actually thought I was going to have to do most of the workouts scaled. And then to be able to do them RX and actually just put in a good effort every time, that was what the main thing was. And then naturally getting caught up in a bit of competition. But main thing for me now is it's given me a really good base now to carry on all my training. It's highlighted some things. Like for me, obviously it's kind of reminded me that gymnastics and that pull-in is going to still be a bit of a weakness, so I've still got a bit of work to do. So it kind of lets me know where I need to target. And I think that's a good point actually for all the members now. Post-Open, it's obviously a good, like the Open's really good to have a bit of community and a bit of competition, but actually personally now, what do you want to work on? Because so many, I think the last workout, for example, was a good one. Highlights, we need to work on chest to bar muscle ups, and you put that video out recently, kind of highlighting the next steps of the programming. Yeah. So it kind of lets you know areas that you can then, or classes you want to jump into. So I'd say for the members, think about what went well and what were the areas of improvement, or what do you actually want to get out of your training. And now you've got a nice little plan laid out by Jay that you can go and follow.
Yeah, I feel like the Open, a lot of people, once we get the Open done right, it's one of those things that it's the yearly benchmark test. I think from this year's Open, I've mentioned it to you guys, it's been the most accessible Open. Certainly first two workouts, the most amount of RX I've ever seen. And it kind of created a good mindset going into the final workout where, yeah, we know some people hadn't really got muscle ups or haven't got chest bars, but they gave it a crack, they got themselves close. Some notables that stood out to me. I think Christine's integrity, she did it, she felt like she wasn't quite to the standard, so she come in and redid it. Some big things, obviously, pre-Open, we ran a bar muscle up phase, improving everybody's upper body pull-in, and it really showed. So we had some shout outs like to Rory, to Harry, who initially started the bar muscle up program with not many muscle ups, or maybe their first one. I know Harry hadn't got one, I know Rory had. And then comes to the Open time, and I know they both got 3, or Harry got 4, as he keeps going on about it.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Mason
talking about
got his first muscle up in the Open as well, and Tone rekindled some old flames, and got some muscle ups. But yeah, like you said, it's the yearly benchmark.
Shout out on that, Joe Farmer coming back from an injury.
Yep,
nailed it. What was it, 4? I think. Amazing work. Absolutely smashed that as well.
Yeah, I think that was the last thing post-injury that was on the list of things to do. I know getting into a handstand, we did some work on that. And then the muscle up's kind of one of those things. But real credit to Joe, so like good shout out, like you said, Nick. Well done. Should we look at some actual scores? So I think we've looked at who's won in certain categories and give shout outs. Obviously that some of the coaches have been absolute studs as well, and we are including Meg as one of our coaches as well.
Yeah, so. I think Meg's come on board, but shout out to Meg. I actually wrote down some of her bits. Meg went from 17,000 and something in the world last year and jumped it all the way to 11,000 in the world this year, finishing 687th in the UK, which is high end. But top male, Lockie, the man from down under. Like, shout out to Lockie. I obviously know him really well. He's a really good friend. But he came into the Open with a mindset of just feeling good. It wasn't actually about the performance so much. He wanted to one and done everything. He just wanted to be happy with his effort every time. And the guy nailed that to the letter. Like he did himself so proud. He comes in with the biggest smile all the time. He's one of the friendliest blokes you'll meet. And he just put in a shift once, nailed it. And he, like I say, he had that goal of just putting in a good effort, but actually finished top 10% in his division as well, which was awesome. So well done, man. And top female, Phipps, absolutely smoked it. She putting in big shifts. I know she smashed 24.1, and then she came in last night, didn't she? Yep. And hit 24.3. So our top female goes to Phipps there. She was. Well,
we all knew as every workout was her workout this Open, wasn't it? As everyone was saying. So well done, Phipps. Also a bake-off winner from week 2 as well.
Didn't it? 4 workouts, all nailed.
Ash,
most improved. The guy, like now, he has been coming so consistently, hasn't he? Like he's been working his strength. We know he's as strong as an ox. He's been working the gymnastics. 2023, 80,000 in the world. 2024, currently he's sat 47,000. So that swing, that's huge, man. That is an amazing achievement. Mace did the same, 80,000 in the world to 43,000. Susanna absolutely smashed it. Finished 21st in the UK in her age group, but amazing. Linked chest to bar, heavy thrusters in the last workout. Fittest mum in the gym. So absolute amazing effort.
Just touching on those two to most improved, so Asha and Susanna, I think it's a real testament. They get stuck in. They both got their strengths and weaknesses. If we both know them, we know Ash loves doing the strength work, but I've seen him do a lot of gymnastics work and get himself stuck in. And on the flip side, we know Susanna's got lungs like bin bags, and she can run all day long, and we know that she can do the high rocks, but also we see her getting stuck in. I've just seen her do the chief workout, getting the right weight, getting herself a workout. So just because you have strengths doesn't mean to say that these guys aren't working their weaknesses as well. So yeah, well done to you two guys for most improved this year.
And then another note, our youngest members.
We
had young Ruby. She finished 789th in the world.
Nice.
Given her efforts in her first open. And young Gethin, who sealed the household championship.
I think that was a given, wasn't it? I think the
it was no contest even if they had signed up, hey?
Well,
it was an easy win. But he finished 535th in the world, 179th in Europe, and 34th in the UK, and he's not even 14.
Yeah, he's a ringer.
He's an absolute ringer.
He's probably not going to be Welsh for much longer, considering they're the wooden spoons as well. Yeah. So make sure your dad watches this.
I was about to say he's actually a champ, isn't he? So spot on Gethin, that was huge. But yeah,
Oscar as well. So Oscar comes in normally with his partner in crime, Keegs, but this time Keegs was working on those Saturdays. So Oscar rocked himself up, asked good questions, got stuck in. I think RX the first two workouts. So yeah, big shout out to Oscar. Like, just consistency really pays, and he's moving on. So well done, buddy.
Yeah, and I was looking at the old leaderboard and stats this morning, and it was really noticeable to see how many people compared to last year went RX on so many of the workouts. I think that's amazing, just from like obviously performance, absolutely, but then a confidence level as well. You feel the confidence levels are so much higher that you feel like we can just get after it, give it a go. It might not be as fast, might not be as far, but the willingness to give that a go and challenge yourself and then have that benchmark, I thought that really stood out. That really stood out for me.
Last bit of scoring before we move on to Spirit of the Open is going to be the hotly contested 45 to 49 category. No. So I'm going to give some context to this. I think last week we called out Victor, Nat and Claire Bravati, and we forgot about the dark horse, which is Joe Farmer.
Out of nowhere.
And if you know Drake, Parksy is now the Drake of TIO CrossFit.
Sorry,
in respect, Drake normally has a bet and punts on people, and then they end up losing. Who did you pick last week?
Nat.
Sorry, Nat. Yeah. Solely his fault.
Yeah,
solely his fault.
Joe Farmer, something out of nowhere, busting those bar muscle ups. Yeah. Takes the win.
It does lay down a point that getting one rep on certain things, there's always an open workout that has like a little junction point where everyone will get up to say 107 reps in that workout, and then to get the one muscle up takes you to 108, and it jumps you up 10, 15 to 20,000 places. So so in that category it was a Joe Farmer victory.
Win. A Joe Farmer win. That was the big one. That was the hotly contested one. That was the main one.
And now finally, probably the award that I think epitomises TIO CrossFit for one, but also the Open in general, is our Spirit of the Open. So this is non-performance related, fortunately enough for this person. Because if Mr. High Rocks himself is winning our CrossFit Open, we've done something wrong here with the programming. But yeah, it's someone who turns up regularly, gets stuck in. In respect to the CrossFit Open, it's judging in lots of heats, supportive, has no agenda on the workouts and those kind of stuff. And I think it goes down to Dan Williams this year.
Yeah, 100%.
Kind of had a little niggle in week 2. Which was probably the workout that would have been best for him as well. Something that was the longest, something that was relatively light and just gassy. So getting stuck in on the last week, judging,
non-stop, non-stop, like encouraging everyone. Even when he wasn't judging, I thought, Dan, you were just absolutely on point the entire time, cheering everyone on, giving advice, just giving motivation, reassurance, and yeah, just getting stuck in, which is what it was about. It was a great 3 weeks. I absolutely loved it. Almost gutted that it's over.
Well, talking about that, I think we've got some stuff planned going forward. For some people, they will have advanced to the next stage. So I think yourself and a few others will probably be in quarterfinals. So once the dust has settled from that, we'll celebrate some success there, and then the quarterfinals is the next stage. How that works is you'll get a group of about 7 or 8 workouts given to you on like a Wednesday, and then you'll have from the rest of the week to kind of get them done as you see fit. So when those get announced, we'll obviously get that out to the members as well, and we'll try and drop them into class workouts, which is obviously quite good. And then for people that didn't qualify for quarterfinals, the programming's well and truly full swing. Take a little bit of time to kind of decompress, because the Open is a period where it's quite stressful. They are just workouts at the end of the day, but they're not. There's a whole host of comparison in terms of scores, agonising over the right strategy. It's a bit of time to now to just reflect. If you gave it your best effort, that's the best we can ask for. And then we've got plenty of more competitions to come up. I know we've got some teams and some social. I know you and I have been talking about relaunching our competitor style stuff.
Phase of that.
So if anyone wants to do more competitions, you don't have to be of an ability to do it. But if your goal is to do competitions in some form or other, these will be the right things for you.
Yeah, man. Spot on.
Awesome. Anything else to add?
No, I think...
You just said no, but now you're going to add.
Yeah, no. No. What's that guy from Vicar of Dibley? I forgot his name. Yeah, the Open's finished. The buzz was incredible, but that just kind of rolls into our classes as always now. And I'm excited for this next block of programming. I'm already eyeballing up some of the handstand work and snatch, especially. That's going to help me get stuck in. Help the shoulder, but yeah, just get back into the class program, enjoy the process again, and nice. Crack on.
Let's do it. 3 claps on 3. 1, 2, 3. I better be storage on your phone. It's still running.